if Bill Zito was the GM of the Anaheim Ducks, this might be his reaction after watching his kids play. Yes, that's right. We are doing a post game of a rookie face-off because we're that excited about these kids. Let's talk about it right now here on, and I can't believe I'm saying this for the first time in September, Teal Town After Dark. Good evening, everyone. It is September 15th, 2024, and the Sharks crushed those orange Ducks and those interesting uniforms 7-2. We welcome you to this edition of Teal Town After Dark. This is your live interactive Sharks post game. We do this after every game. So if you want to be part of the show, here's how you do it. If you're watching us live, chat with us and fellow hockey fans all over the world and in Sharks territory on the YouTube page or the app. If you're following us on the social, even better. We are on X, Instagram, Threads, you name it, you love it, all that fun stuff. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Find everything at tealtownusa.com. And hey, if you want to help support the show, we really appreciate your support keeping the lights on. You can Venmo us at tealtownusa, or you can hit us up on a super chat donation if you are watching us live. And with that, I say good evening to Ian Reed.
Hello.
And Jules.
Hello.
Okay, both of them are like hello. Meanwhile, I'm wanting to plan the parade. So let's see. Do we start from the Shark Tank into downtown, or do we go, or do we start like on North First Street and then make our way through the Children's Discovery Museum?
Well, you're forgetting something. We first need to fly Ian into the U.S. and then we can start the parade.
That's true.
I'm just saying, after these two games, how can you not be excited about the San Jose Sharks' future coming up?
Hi, Amanda.
What parade are we planning? Are we planning a Stanley Cup parade? Are we planning a Calder Cup parade? Are we planning a
why not
we won both? The rookie tournament? That's not a tournament parade. Like, I just want to know what parade we're planning, and then I'll tell you my thoughts based on no geographical knowledge of the Bay Area at all.
This is going to be a doozy, guys.
I'm thinking of, well, I mean, you could probably just do a Calder Cup parade, and then the Stanley Cup parade can come within a few years. I'm just saying. Yeah. But these kids looked fantastic so far.
Do they do Calder Cup parades?
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's typically like inside it's not really a parade. It's more like in the stadium. They'll have a little celebration. I don't know if I call that a parade, but to each their own.
The parade requires walking down a street with people on the side.
Okay, so the ones that I've seen just do it in their stadium. So
that's fair.
Maybe the San Jose Barracuda can change that. With Portorowski now on the team. I'm sorry, Lacey, for mispronouncing his name.
And Carlson, right?
And Carlson.
Yes. I
that is correct.
But and I'm looking at some of the comments already in the chat, and we see you all. Hello, everyone. Heyo, total domination. Yes, of course. Amanda, of course, saying hi, guys.
Hi, Amanda.
Good to see you here
Highland
as well.
Cows.
Highland Cows. A great game by the Sharks. Never get tired of seeing a buzzer beater. Yeah, I mean we had everything in this one.
Hey, a right shot defenseman, no less.
Yes.
I didn't know we had those.
Vincent Alvarado saying, "I'm a Colin Graff truther." Okay.
Good. Yeah.
And Ricky, of course, saying the Ducks were surprisingly unimpressive for a prospect. I was thinking meant to say Pool, but you said Tool. That is rated so highly.
To be fair, half of them are in the NHL, like Leo Carlson,
Cavish.
Like a lot of their big guns have already. They still have some big guns like Leno and Gauthier, and forget Nico something, but like most of them have graduated.
Yeah. Yes, I'm ordering a Musty jersey ASAP to Twansky. Yes. So get you there. Yeah, is it the guy who wore the LA hat really scored? Amanda?
Yeah, he got 3 of them, bud.
He got 3 of them tonight. He might be good. So, let's kind of just we won't go into our full breakdown like we've usually done in our After Darks, but overall impressions. I mean, obviously Musty getting a 4-point night, and having a phenomenal job without Celebrini being on the ice, and I doubt he'll play tomorrow morning against Colorado as well. But
I don't know. Like during the broadcast, though, Nick made it sound like Celebrini might play tomorrow. No, I don't know if he misspoke or whatever, but he made it sound like Celebrini might play tomorrow.
My guess is Celebrini's in tomorrow, and they're probably. I don't know if they'll have Musty and Halton in both, but I'm sure they'll give him one of the wingers. My guess is Celebrini plays, but I think they just wanted to give one of them a break because also, mind you, all the rookie faceoffs right now have had a lot of dirty plays and fights, and don't know if they want their 2 young stars getting injured. You know what I mean?
It's a contact sport.
Still, it's a lot. It's been more dirtier this year than I feel like it has in past. Like a lot dirtier this year than it has in past.
And you definitely saw that a little bit in the Utah game on Friday.
Yeah, the dirty ass hit on Musty for no apparent reason.
I don't know. I mean, guys are trying to show stuff, right? Like this is a situation where you have guys that are, like they talked about on the broadcast, they talked about former Sharks alumni Jeff Viel, right? And how he got a contract with the San Jose Sharks. Like some of these guys are trying to show something because they're just there, they're invited. They don't have a contract. They might not even have an AHL contract, right? They're guys that just finished junior hockey or maybe finished playing college hockey that are looking to be basically seen so that they can try to continue their career. And for some guys, that works out. And for other guys, not so much, but it's an opportunity to be seen not only by the team you're playing, but by the other teams at the tournament. And then obviously other teams are going to have scouts at all these things. Like, it's not this is a situation where like only the teams that are there are going to have scouts there. Right. So, I think, you're going to see some dumb stuff because you're going to see guys that are trying to basically playing for their career at this point, right? Like this is the difference between, do I get a job even in the ECHL or is this a situation where, am I, looking for a new 9 to 5? Like that's the reality for a lot of these guys. Right. So I think that's why you're going to see stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that's real. Like, I'm just curious if the Sharks actually play Celebrini again because they may have seen everything they need to see from him in like the first game. So we'll see. But regarding guys that stood out to me, I mean, I thought Dickinson had a really strong game.
Dickinson had a great game. I wasn't really impressed by him very much in the first game, but I thought he really settled into this game. Again, like. Yeah, the thing with this, like, it's always nice. Like, it's awesome. The Sharks won 7-2 or whatever the final score was. But like, would I look at these things as you just want to see things like how guys are just basically performing with the puck, without the puck, how guys are playing together, right? Like you look at, I think Dickinson had a really good game. The Beestead Cardwell chemistry is just like, Graf. I mean, that's probably going to be a line on the Barracuda, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you're looking for things like that. You're looking for things that you can kind of take into the season. Yeah, Smith, Musty. I mean, I like Quinten Musty, and I know like he had a really, really good game, right? But I don't think he's a lock for this team. I think and this is why I hate these things too, because like when he gets, if he gets he might get a couple of games and then sent back to junior. He's like, oh, but this guy did that thing in the rookie game, and why is he going back to junior? It's a rookie game. It's it's fun, but it's like it's a peer on peer competition, right? Like these aren't even NHL preseason games where you're starting to like cycle in NHLers. This is pure on pure stuff. It's fun, and I think you shouldn't not enjoy it, but I think that ultimately, like, you should take a lot of this shit with a grain of salt. And I don't want to upset anybody, but that's just the hard reality of it.
Well, let's never forget. Hang on, Jules. Sorry, but I mean what was it? A couple of years ago, we had Sean Doogie play like his butt off during prospect scrimmage, and everybody was like, sign him to a deal, and there. I mean, and heck, we could even say what pole camp this year, in the prospect scrimmage, So there's always there's always the room that you need to use the time to shine. But again, as I was being sarcastic, let's not get too crazy about things.
Oh no, we're planning parades.
Mm-hmm.
You were supposed to stop me, not support it.
I am an agent of chaos.
No, we wait till the end of the show for that. But
okay, fair enough.
No, I mean, what I will say, like, if people think Musty's gonna make the team, because I saw people on Twitter already like saying that he's gonna get 9 games for sure. He
might not even get a full 9, but I think he's gonna get games. I just don't think and if he doesn't get the full 9, like I don't think that's the worst thing. Sorry, I mean,
no, you're good. But like, yeah, Musty's not gonna be here for the full season. He's getting sent back to juniors, and he's probably gonna wreck the junior league. And so is a guy like, Cardwell, I think, made a case to also probably be on the Sharks, but he's also not going to be on the Sharks this year. He also is going to be with Beestead and Graf down in the AHL. Another guy I want to talk about is Luka Cagnoni. Yeah, he might be good. And he might actually put up a fight for a spot on the CUDA roster. Now, I don't know where the hell he fits, but it might be, again, like a Musty situation where, like, he's probably too good to juniors. But also there's still some wrinkles there you need to iron out, bud. But like, don't be surprised if he puts up a good fight for the AHL, and also don't be surprised if he's sent back to the W.
Yeah, I think I'd actually be disappointed if they sent him. Like, I understand he does have some junior eligibility left, but I'd be kind of disappointed if they sent him back to play junior hockey another year after the season he had last year.
True. Yeah.
Well, he was healthy, right? Like, I feel like that's a guy that you want, because here's the thing with Luka Cagnoni. Luka Cagnoni has a lot of skill, but he's not very big.
Yeah.
And you need to get him playing against men to figure out what his game actually is. And he's not going to do that in junior hockey. I think he should be on the Barracuda. I think that would be in the Sharks' best interest to have him on the Barracuda. Now, is he going to be there? I don't know, but that's, if I was making decisions, and no one lets me make decisions probably for the best, that's the decision I would make.
No, I mean, I don't disagree with you. I'm just curious where he fits in the CUDA roster.
You make room for him. Like, he's one of your prospects, right?
And they will, but like, I'm curious to see. I also really liked Hashe, which is a guy they signed from Saginaw. He was really good. He also gets on people's nerves, and he has a little bit of the grit to him. There was one other guy that I'm blanking on.
Yeah, I liked Hashe too. Here's the thing with Hashe, right? Like, I just, again, like, because you're talking about like who's going to play on the blue line for the Barracuda, right? I always get worried about that type of guy though, because like, I just want the Barracuda to be good this year.
Right.
Like, I want them to be good. And the one problem the Barracuda had last year was that they just couldn't get their ass out of the box. Right? Like, they just couldn't stay out of the box, and they took so many stupid fucking penalties. And I just, like, as much as I liked what Hashe showed, I just worry about that being more of his game.
No, that's valid. That's a valid concern. But like, I mean, we'll see. I also like Larocque last game. He's a guy that ever since that big junior year kind of had just been injury filled. And the goalies haven't looked horrible. So that's all I can ask for.
Nothing wrong with that, indeed, because let's be honest here. Camp is going to be a whole big competition. I mean, these kids are gonna, and I know, who was it that mentioned, Ricky mentioned, Daniil Gushchin. I mean, here we are gushing about kids, and we're not talking about him yet. And he has had a few games in the NHL, and I think 0.8 points per game in the NHL, and he has no shot. Meanwhile, Musty has a hat trick, in a rookie training. He's totally meaningless. Yes, but it also shows the creativity of these guys and what they can potentially do. We're not going to expect a hat trick every night, but at the same time, you want to see competition. It's like, okay, Musty's going to be here. but Gushin's been here. Let's see how much he's going to show up for it. A lot of stuff in here. So
this is kind of a good problem to have. Like, if all of your kids go out there and make a point to like stay in the NHL, like I'm not sitting here complaining. Like, we've called the Sharks a guy factory here for a while, and the Sharks have a lot of guys in their factory right now. If some of these kids want to go up against each other and make it like basically impossible for Greer to send them back, I'm not complaining. I love Gushin. I love Bordeleau. Even I don't understand where the hell he fits, but I love Bordeleau. So like if they all proved that they can stay in the NHL, this is a great problem to have. Like the Sharks actually have depth then for a change. So,
yeah.
And also one more thing, we don't want to leave the keys to the children and just be like, take the wheel.
Right.
That's also not a
We've
good idea.
We've seen that blow up a few times in different places, Edmonton most notably.
Yeah, so let's not just leave it to the kids. That's the last thing
I think, but they're not, right? Like I don't think that the Sharks have done that. They went out and get a guy like Tyler Toffoli. You know what I mean? Like I think that they've done a good job of going out and trying to find guys that still might have some upside in the NHL level, but also that can be counted on to carry some weight if things get, because there's going to be nights. This team is going to have nights where they get their shit absolutely pushed in. And
what a visual there. Thanks.
Well, I'm sorry. That's just the reality of it, right?
Boy.
They're going to get quite constipated some nights. Anyways, keep going.
But look at like this is like this is a team that's going to get pushed around a lot this year. Like I don't want to like break anyone's delusions here, but like this team's not going to be that good.
No, they're not. Like we got Askarov, but he's not going to save this. We got Askarov, Celebrini, but they're not coming to save this season.
They're not saving, right? Like, I mean, look, I think there's going to be an improvement. I think that we're going to see an improvement. Like, I don't think that they're going to be the worst team in the NHL this year, but let's not delude ourselves into thinking that they're going on an actual run. Like, I think they're going to be in a very similar situation that Chicago was in last year. They're going to be picking in the top 5, and that's going to be that. And that's fine. That's what you want. Like you want guys to start getting experience, and then, and you want to see steps taking forward. But I think the Sharks have done a good job of bringing in guys to help insulate the Celebrinis and the Smiths with guys like Tyler Toffoli, who are going to be able to come in and carry some weight and take pressure off of them to kind of be the solution to everything. And I don't think Chicago did that very well last year, although they had a lot of injuries as well.
Taylor Hall was supposed to be the guy, and he got injured 2 weeks in. So I see what Chicago's trying to do there. I mean, I like how the Sharks rebuild is going. Don't think that's out of the question to say right now. Like now it just comes to the point where can the Sharks develop these guys? And I know people have question marks about their development system. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but I like where the Sharks are at right now. And I think Celebrini and Smith are going to have ups and downs this year, but let's not call them a bust if they don't score 4 goals in their first
Oh no, if Celebrini doesn't have a hat trick in every game he plays,
he's a bust.
Fucking done.
Right.
I mean, do we want to talk about Celebrini yesterday's game? I don't know if you guys watched it.
Go ahead.
I watched the last 2 periods. I was at work for the first one.
He is a puck hog, and I mean that in a good way. Where if he doesn't have a puck, he's fighting for it. He's over there fighting for it. And there's times where every time his line was on the ice, the Sharks were most likely in the offensive zone.
Yeah.
He has that really good shot on the power play. Also the Sharks power play, what was it? How many goals have they scored in the last 2 games? Was it 5 or 6? In the last 2 games, how many goals did the rookies have on the power? Was it 5 or 6? I don't remember.
8 goals total.
On the power play?
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Okay.
5, sorry. I was thinking the combined of the game against Utah as well. I believe it's 5 power play goals in the 2 games of this tournament.
Yeah, the Sharks, their power play has so much skill where it's just you can see they barely play together. I mean, some of them have good chemistry, but that power play was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be good, right? Because I think that again, these things are fun because you get to see them stack up against the team. I think they played really well against Anaheim tonight. I thought they played well against Utah too. I'm unfortunately I'm going to miss their game against Colorado tomorrow. but I'm interested to see who they skate tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then two, kind of like how they fare. Because I think Colorado, like, again, like obviously the Sharks, I think, are of the teams at this thing. I mean, the Sharks should have the best team at this thing based on what the other teams have been doing.
Yes.
Well, because based on what the other teams have been doing in the NHL, like who's here? We got LA, Anaheim,
Seattle.
Seattle might be good. Like I'm kind of disappointed that the Sharks didn't get to play the Kraken, because I think that would be an interesting stick to see how they measure up against those players. But like, yeah, I think that's the unfortunate thing about these is like, it's 3 games. It's not like and I'm not advocating for like an actual tournament, because I think that the reason why these things work and the reason why they're so fun is they're not really playing for anything. It's just kind of seeing. I think if you made a tournament out of it, then you should be, then coaches will make it boring, right? You'll be like, okay, we got
like trap system,
right? Yeah. Because like then if you're playing for something, the competitive juices kind of get flowing, and then it's like, oh, we can't put Celebrini out in all these situations. We got to save him for the power play and blah 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 blah. And I don't want. I think that would be unfortunate. Nick, I will say this on Anaheim. He's like, Anaheim should be good. They've sucked as long as we have. It's true, but like as Jules said earlier in the show, a lot of their big guns have already graduated, so they're not playing at this thing. I think that the Ducks have been at this for longer, so I think a lot of their better prospects that you would think would be in this situation, they're already playing in the NHL. They're not coming to this.
Like I said, Leo Carlson, Jesus Christ, why am I blanking? Like Olin Zellweger, I was shocked who wasn't at this, but he's another guy. So like a lot of their big guns are just, but they're also, I've realized in this tournament, a defensive factory. They've had like 3 defensemen on the ice that just immediately stood out. Now I know they got lit up 7-2, but the Ducks defensive core is just going to be a factory. Speaking of that, I don't know if you guys looked at the heights of all the defensemen who are playing for the Sharks at this rookie tournament, but I'm going to point this out.
No, hang on. Before you get to that, this is a simple way of pointing it out. Like that, because that's how we be looking at them.
6'4". So I'm just going to read it off to you, and there's one straggler, and we all know who it is. 6'4", 5'9", 6'3", 6'4", 6'3". We took a little jump. 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'4". I think I understand what Greer's building here. Anyways.
To quote Skilo from 30 years ago.
Oh my God.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. Okay.
Sorry, Andrew, all the preseason games will be streamed on the Sharks website. So
yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
But I just wanted to point that out. And also their forwards now are all very big. Like the Sharks were kind of known to be a smaller team. Not anymore. They're going to be big, and Greer, I can see the vision, wants to just build a transition monster, like through the neutral zone. Like the Sharks get it up so quickly, so fast. And
I think that the Sharks, like, when we were, we talked about the show, when we talked about the passing of Johnny Gaudreau and his brother, I mentioned that the Sharks, like a lot of their drafting under Doug Wilson Jr. was a lot of smaller guys kind of looking for that Gaudreau mold, right? Because I think he opened a lot of avenues for smaller players to play. And I think the Sharks went really heavy looking for smaller guys. And I think that smaller guys do have a place in the game, but I just think that they went a little too far in that direction, and they didn't mix it up. And like you want a mix of stuff in your prospect system. And I feel like the Sharks, for better or worse, and I think as we've seen now for worse, dipped a little too heavily into the short king pile and didn't diversify enough as they built their team. As they can all say, he wants to build the 2012 Kings. You know what? The 2012 Sharks weren't that small either.
Yeah. So I think it's honestly the thing. I don't remember who I was talking about it with, but it feels like Greer wants to build whenever the Vegas team won the cup, was it 23, whatever that team was, just giant defenders, but also, you have a lot of skill up front there. Also, Ricky, the reason why they wanted to sign a 1C, and because have you seen the CUDA? They actually want to be good this year, which is why you signed Portorowski and you let.
I think bringing in guys like Portorowski's fine. I think I like Philip Beestead, and I think Philip Beestead can absolutely take that spot, but I don't think you want anything to be given. And you have to always and the other thing that I thought the Barracuda had a chance to be good last year, but like let's look at what happened to the Barracuda last year. The guys that they brought in to be the veteran guys ended up playing pretty much the whole year on the Sharks. Your Justin Bailey's, your Ryan Carpenter's, right? So I think that you want to bring in some guys just in case that, in case that they do run into, heaven forbid, injury problems, and then you're calling guys up, whether that be Philip Beestead, whether it be Portorowski, whatever, right? Like
Robbins.
You want to have those. You want to have guys in place so that it doesn't just become a complete shit show. Like the Barracuda can't afford to be a shit show this year. In my humble opinion, I don't think the Sharks can afford to have them being, the worst team in the AHL.
They at least need to make the playoffs this year. That's the bar for the CUDA, and they will have the talent to do so. Like they have.
And look at when you're playing in a division where 7 teams make the playoffs.
That's a low bar.
You should be. That's right. That's a really low bar. I don't think that expectation is unrealistic.
And they have the squad to do it. Sorry, Puckguy, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
They have the squad. I think the CUDA are going to be very interesting, especially if guys like Haltman and Cagnoni can make the team out of camp. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna be good. They're gonna be, in my opinion, better. And especially if Askarov is staying around down at the CUDA.
Yeah, but that's not a given either. I mean,
that's not a given, but like I'm just saying.
Duct tape and bandages for goalies for the Sharks this year.
Right.
For all of them.
Askarov could be the guy to.
Oh, here's the thing, right? That's why a guy like Askarov, like when he's like, hey, like come to San Jose and sign a deal. Why would you do that? Well, simply because you have a situation where you don't have anyone signed for any period of time. And I think that there's like, obviously when you have a guy like, I don't know, has Vanacek started skating yet?
Who knows?
I don't know, right?
We'll probably find out Thursday, which is
Thursday.
The first
is that the opening of camp? Yeah, so we'll find out like what's the situation with Vanacek then, right? But I mean, like, there's obviously a path there to get NHL games in for Askarov, or is this Askarov or Askarov?
I don't know. I'm sorry, Kevin Lacey.
Kevin's gonna fight me.
I also want to give a quick shout out to the goalie today, Carrier. What's his name? I thought he looked really solid. I thought he looked solid, and he's a guy to also watch out for, especially if I'm so sorry. You know who I'm talking about is up in the big leagues. He's a guy that'll probably be backing up Romanov for the CUDA this year. So,
Jerry F, $2 super chat donation. Thank you. Of course, my son and I enjoyed watching the game. Well, we appreciate you watching with us and everything. If you missed it because you've been watching football all day, first off, shame on you. And secondly, Sharks beat the Ducks 7-2 in a rookie face-off game or fun game. On that, Denver Doyle saying, "The future is bright, y'all."
It is absolutely.
Imagine passing on Quinten Musty in the draft, and all we have to say is,
"Thank you for passing on him." Yeah,
thank you,
and thank you, Timo Meyer. Yeah.
Hope you have fun with Kevin LeBanc.
Oh yeah, Banker's gonna score a hat trick versus the Sharks, guys. I'm calling it now. Someone clip this.
Yeah, Ricky in the chat saying if they carry 3 NHL goalies, would that bump Thrawn or Mukov up? Probably. That's probably where that, like, one of those guys is probably going down. But I don't think, like, I mean, they could carry 3 goalies. They might, but I just feel like Askarov's gonna probably start with the Barracuda and then come up like when one of the goalies eventually has a boo-boo, because both of these guys have a history of such. That's the way I'm looking at it. And anyway, I'm not necessarily thinking that it's what was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. I completely lost my train of thought. If something with the goalies happens, then I think, Askarov has a path to the NHL. And then again, Mackenzie Blackwood, I think, is signed till the end of this year. Vitek Vanacek, I think, has 2 years left on his deal.
Oh, let me look up Puckpedia for you.
Also, Muka Madulin also has a good chance of starting in the CUDA and then just getting a call the minute one of the guys gets hurt. You know what I mean? So There's a path here for everyone, if that makes sense, because also injuries happen throughout this.
They're both UFAs at the end of this year. Sorry,
both of them. I thought Vanacek had one more year left.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both UFAs.
So don't be surprised if one of them is traded at the deadline.
Which probably is the reason why Askarov was down 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's a clear path here on a team that's on the rise. Like,
and you also
Askarov, how could you not like that?
You also get to be part of like the next core. I think that's also appealing to him. Like you can clearly see the future with the Sharks, if you know what I mean. Like he fits in right with the age that Greer's going for. He fits in with the Eklunds, the Sobrinis, the Smiths, the Musties, the Dickinsons, etc.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's just
Lucas. Sorry, go Puckguy.
I'm just looking at Puckguy and how they have the depth chart and everything. It's like, wow, okay, Ferraro, CC, Wallman, Ruda, Thrun, Vlasic, and you throw in Mukabadulin, and if I'm not mistaken, Vincent Alvarado's saying apparently Mook is hurt.
Yes, I did read that.
Yes, I would read somewhere it's general soreness, so take with that what you will.
So nothing.
So
same
I don't.
Here. What the heck?
Yeah, that welcome to my everyday.
That's what I read, but apparently, according to JMac, he will be ready for camp. Again, take with that what you will, folks.
There are some comments coming out of the locker room.
It's in one.
We'll go with Musty on his hat trick. This is courtesy of Max Miller, the Hockey News. It's pretty easy when you're playing with these guys. Couple of nice passes. Another one from Smitty at the end. They make it pretty easy on me.
Will Smith will make your life very easy sometimes or very difficult. There's no in between with that kid.
Okay, so Will Smith here's interesting because I kind of want to get your guys' opinion because I like Will Smith. I'm just not sure he's a center.
Oh, interesting. What makes you say that? I mean, I think I know.
I just don't think he's a center at the NHL level.
You see, so I've had that concern with Smith. I have. I'm not, again, with Smith, there's certain things that are red flags and will concern you, but I don't know until I see him actually play in an NHL game.
Yeah, I know for sure.
But I think that's why they kept Beasted over Edstrom, because I think Beasted has a ceiling of becoming a very good 2C. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see with Smith. I think with Smith, I'm going to say this throughout the whole season. Patience is key with Smith. They didn't draft him to be the defensive responsible forward. They drafted him to be the offensive punch of the team. Again, I see why you say that. I'm not giving up at Smith at center yet, but I could see why people think that.
Yeah, and this is not and Denver Doyle in the chat saying I'm fine with Smith being a winger, and so am I. I'm not trying to I am not trying to poo-poo Will Smith here. I just wonder if because I just have concerns about him as a center, and I don't. And again, that's not a bad thing. There's lots of players that have played center and lower levels and then end up being really good wingers in the NHL. So I'm not trying to
worse. You pair him with Celebrini and just have and he probably still puts up a bajillion points for you. Smith, first off, Smith is an NHLer. So let's get that clear. You just might need some patience with him. I don't think he's going to completely bust per se. I mean, he might. I'm no fucking psychic here, but be patient with Smith. Sorry, that was aggressive, but yeah.
I look at. I want to see him play again, and we want to see him play against better competition too.
I want to see him play against NHLers before. Yeah, you know what I mean. So let's see what happens with Smith. But I'm gonna say this again. I think patience is key with that kid. Because I see why the Sharks
with all of them.
Yeah, I see why the Sharks drafted him so high, because I literally tweeted he's a possession god. When he had the puck, and he was just maneuvering through everyone. But again, you're also playing versus 17, 19-year-old kids, so take what you will from that.
Right, and which should be a reminder. This time next week, preseason begins. Oh, this is gonna be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be painful, but it'll be fun. So
it's gonna be super fun.
Yeah, I think more so than anything, gang, it's the compete factor. and you know, with everything competition wise that's going to happen in camp, you know, it'll be interesting to see how this works out because it's only going to push them.
Yeah.
Tiger. Why is Eric so pessimistic? What did I miss?
You miss.
Vincent Seneki did he just have surgery?
Seneki broke his foot, I believe, and I don't know what happened with Stolberg. The Ducks have had injury. A lot of the top prospects this year got injured like right off the bat after getting drafted. So
what on earth happened that night in Vegas? My goodness, I'm kidding.
The Taco Bell Cantina.
That's the only place they could go. That and Top Golf. You know?
That and Top Golf really, you know. No, but anyways, hopefully Seneki has a speedy recovery because that dude's good.
Yes. Especially selling T-shirts for the Ducks team store with his reaction. So, so now we have one more game. It's Monday morning against Colorado, and then Wednesday, the guys have media day where they shoot all the promotions and such, and then Thursday they get going, get split into multiple groups and get prepped for it. I
have a question because I haven't really been paying attention. I think I'm done with Twitter or X or whatever the fuck you want to call it now. Like I'm going to check it because obviously we have a group DM that we kind of organize everything through. So I'll check it for that purposes, but I haven't really been, I've been trying to like just wean myself off of it. Has anyone seen Couture yet?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Haven't seen anything yet.
I haven't seen anything.
I'm sure it'll come up Wednesday when someone interviews him because he should be in attendance. But I mean,
wasn't at Captain's Ice though. Like I feel like that would have been not skating. All right, thank you.
Yep.
This is the worst.
Well, again, that's why they signed Alexander Wenberg. I've said this from the start. Wenberg probably meant Couture was not playing. And I don't want to say that, but connect the dots. This is not me like hoping Couture never plays again. I love Logan Couture. Like he's great. It's just like he hasn't skated yet, and we've been told he would skate like what was it 2 months ago?
Yeah.
So
yeah. And that's the tough part about it all is that there hasn't been anything coming in, and we'll see because I mean usually. We didn't find anything about it until day one of camp, where we found out how severe it was. I mean, we heard that he was injured, but he was going to be fine. It'll be 6 to 8 weeks, and another month, and then another month, and then he played, 6 games, and then that was it. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, Wenberg's the pickup and fills in while. Celebrini and Smith will be.
Smith probably starts on the wing, but yeah, like I think Smith is probably start on the wing, and then Celebrini's probably your 2C. Everyone in the chat can say how wrong that is in about 5 seconds, but that's what I would do.
But 1C is it?
I would not start.
Go Granlund.
I would put Granlund at 1C. Don't start Celebrini at 1C. Let's not let Granlund start at 1C, and then Celebrini can take over halfway through the season, as we all know.
Well, it's not an issue of like when. It's just let him take it. Like if he takes it, great. If he takes it, great. Like if he can outplay Granlund and play the 1C, then fan-fucking-tastic. But you don't want to just give it to him.
Yeah.
So you go. Yeah. So you go.
If he earns it, if he earns it at a camp and he's and he's holding his own at 1C playing against the best centers in the league, then you fucking let him do it.
There's also no everyone's saying keep the Lund line. I'm not convinced they're doing that. They might, and I have no problem with that. I'm just a little on board the 70 line right now and want to see how that goes in a preseason game. But like again, you could keep the Lund line and then you have Toffoli, Celebrini. Who's on the team? Please help. No, not Eki. Jesus, who's on our team? People. Luke Cunnin. Thank you. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Wow.
I'm joking. But yeah, you just pair. I think they're gonna like Celebrini to Foley are gonna be attached at the hip this year, and then you can, if you want to throw Smith there, you can. If you want to put Smith with Wenberg, you can do whatever you want. But yeah.
I mean, it's tough. You can throw in. That's a good thing. Is like you have a bunch of centers that can work as well. You can have Wenberg, you can have Smith, you have Granlund, you can throw Eklund, Celebrini. If Couture returns, that's great. Goodrow's played some center a little bit as well. Nico.
Oh, he's gonna be in your bottom six. So that's what he's gonna
sure.
Right?
But I'm just
like
saying,
if Barclay Goodrow's playing in our top six, something has gone terribly fucking wrong. And I love Barclay Goodrow. I don't want like don't get it twisted. I love Barclay Goodrow, but if Barclay Goodrow's in our top six, something has gone terribly fucking.
Well, no, wrong. They have to continue their fetish of playing defense at forward. So Mario Ferraro, you are now in the top six.
Oh no,
top six. No. Barclay Goodrow, Mario Ferraro, and Giovanni Smith, fourth line.
The grinders have returned.
Oh yeah, Delandry is another interesting guy too.
Yeah,
I forgot we got him. I'm gonna be so.
Me too. I keep forgetting too.
Oh wait, Costin is a thing also. Jesus.
Yeah,
okay, we have.
Costin.
Actually, he might be a guy they might throw in the top six. I don't know. It depends if they start Smith in the top six or not. To be honest, I don't think they do, and I think he starts on the third line. But we'll find out.
I might be talking out of my butt here, but what about putting Clean Costin with Celebrini? So you have some size in there, and if anybody wants to start crap with Macklin, do you have him up there too?
They got Barclay Goodrow,
or Barclay Goodrow for that matter. You know.
Sorry. Okay. Anyways, I'll go back to being serious. No, but I would like a line of Toffoli, Celebrini, Costin. I think that provides a little bit of everything, and I also want to see Ty Dellandrea actually get a shot. Maybe of
I'm curious to see. Like again, there's a lot of new faces on this team, so I'm curious to see how they go about it. Right? I think it's easy. Like it's easy to be like, well, you got to keep the Lund line together. I mean, again, it was a good line and it was fun, but I don't think you necessarily have to. I mean, you could definitely go back to it if things go a little sideways to start. But I hope that they're not married to the Lund line, because I think that there's interesting guys. If you keep the Lund line, I think that you're probably missing out on some pretty interesting possibility of pairing different guys up, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to see Celebrini with Eklund.
Oh, that's a combo I'd like to see.
Right? And you can't do that if we can't split up the Lund line. Like
I want to see Celebrini between Eklund and Zetterlund.
Oh my god.
I want the Swedish bromance to have another friend. Mr. Celebrini, may I introduce you to the Swedish bromance called William Eklund and Fabian Zetterlund. William Eklund's now growing out his hair, by the way. He that's the thing that's happening. So he's having incoming 70-point season.
When you're talking about friend, I thought you were talking about our conversation at the cantina this past week.
What happened? What do you mean our conversation? I don't know. Oh yeah, that okay. Anyways, that's for a later show. Oh god.
That's for after dark. Yes.
That's for the Discord. Yes. No, but I think the takeaways is that the Sharks have a good prospect pool, and no matter if I think they have a lot of high-end guys who I think no matter what, we learned that the Sharks offense is going to be good in the future. And the Sharks power play in the future is going to be absolutely nasty.
Yeah, I think this was fun.
Yeah.
This was fun.
And it's something that I think Sharks fans desperately needed, which is getting hyped about the team once again, because it's been 5 years of frustration and giving away first round picks to Ottawa or having some homegrown talent get moved, but that some of that homegrown talent has brought in Fabian Zetterlund, Quinten Musty, Askarov, a group of players that could be on a whole lot down the road. Nick saying 5 years of beating your head against the wall. Yeah, ain't that the truth? So
yeah,
Ian, I think your screen might. Oh, never mind. You are very good for Mannequin. Holy crap! Like I swear, like your face did not move for like a minute. So
no, I'm fine.
I was just thinking about Sobrini, Eklund, and Zetterlund all playing together.
Oh yes. Nick, I'm kind of with you, and I think me and Jules were kind of going back and forth on this. I think throughout the summer, but especially tonight, I want to see Luka Cagnoni get his 9 games and on power play too.
No.
I don't know. I think Cagnoni. I don't think he gets 9 games in the end. I don't think he plays. I don't think.
Look, here's the thing, right? With Luka Cagnoni, and again, I kind of touched on this earlier. Luka Cag, I don't think that his game is something that should just be put in the NHL immediately. I mean, I know it's just a trial and you don't have to keep him for 9 games or whatever, but I feel like he is a guy who I would want to get playing against men in the AHL before I start trying to plug him in at the NHL.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like, you don't rush defenders. Like, that's
like there's just no reason, right?
The Sharks are lovingly put no rush to win this season. Worst comes to worst, we end up with a top 5 pick. Logan Hensler is a right-handed defenseman. Ooh, so.
Well, I think confidence is important too, though, right? And I think that you don't want to put guys into a situation like I like Luka Cagnoni. I really like Luka Cagnoni, and I don't want people to get it twisted that I don't like him. I just think that confidence is important. I think putting him in the NHL right away, I just think that would be. I just don't think it would be great for anyone. I don't think it's good for the Sharks. I don't think it's good for him. I don't see the benefits of anything.
There's no benefits of rushing defensemen. Like, the Sharks should just leave all their.
There's no benefits to Russian defensemen either.
I said rushing. Again, you see what happens when you rush defensemen. Like, it doesn't end well. So just let him cook in the AHL or wherever he is. And he's probably going to run the power play in the AHL because unless Jack Thompson is running it. Jack Thompson is a Shark, by the way, for whoever needs a reminder.
That's a thing too. Yeah. See, that's where I keep thinking it's little stuff here and there that's just going to make the CUDA look fantastic. Sharks will be better and everything. But let's and I know, Ian, you wanted to touch on this, but I mean, there's multiple things that get caught up on. Easy for me to say, but go ahead.
You're doing great, sweetie.
California Cruise thoughts on AHL moving to Flow TV. So my thoughts are that I'm annoyed because it's the thing with me is like I like watching the Barracuda sometimes, maybe not as much as I think it's like a hate thing that I do. I hate myself, and that's where I watch the Barracuda. The thing is though is watching the Barracuda on AHL TV costed me $60 US. I think that's turned out to be about $80-$90 Canadian. That option no longer exists anymore. So it sucks for me, right? Because now it's like I have to make a decision. I think it's $200 for the year Canadian is what I think it works out to. So I have to now I have to make a decision if I want to spend like twice the amount to watch the Barracuda. Now I think Flow Hockey has a lot of content, right? Like you can watch USHL games, you can watch college games. So there's a benefit to it. But you can't. But I'm not going to pretend I'm going to watch all that hockey. Like there was a time in my life where 100% like this would have been like me just never watching anything else other again. But like those days are gone. You know what I mean? Like those days are gone. I can't just sit here and watch hockey from the time I get home from work until the time I go to sleep. There's other things that I'm responsible for doing. I have children that, you know what I mean? So I think the value proposition there is pretty good because I think you're getting a lot for that $200. But for me, who's only probably going to watch the Barracuda, it does, I'm paying twice as much to do that now, and that sucks. But like I think it's and all this talk about it's going to be such a better experience. No, it's not. It's going to be the same shit because you know why? Because Flow Hockey isn't going to go to the Barracuda and set up different camera positions and use different equipment. It's going to be the same shit that we got on NHL TV and or AHL TV, right? And it's going to be the same shit. So don't let them fool you there. I could do it on the high. You know what though? But here's the thing that I do like about it is I can go back and watch the game because obviously, I don't know if people know this. I think I've mentioned it a couple times. Like, I work a real job now, and I live in the Eastern Time Zone, and both my teams in the NHL and AHL play a lot of their games starting at 10:30 at night. And when you have to be at work at 8 a.m., that sucks. So I think having the ability to go back and watch those games the next day might make it, worth it.
Yeah, I wasn't super happy when I heard the price bump up. But yeah, as a college student, I have time, but I don't have time to watch the USHL. Once draft season comes along, sure. But again, it's a little upsetting, but it's fine.
So in other words, Ian is not going to watch that riveting matchup between the Savannah Ghost Pirates and the Florida Everblades.
You know what?
He will be live tweeting those.
These are so awesome, though.
He will be live tweeting that entire game, because I know he loves to do that so much.
What did you say, Ian? What about it?
I said ECHL jerseys are fire.
Oh my gosh, yes,
fire.
The Savannah Ghost Pirates is great. That third that Tahoe's going to rock out, even though they're a Vegas affiliate, is going to look sharp indeed.
I'm not repeating this on air, but
oh my god, Tiger.
No. Tiger.
Sorry. If you're on the audio, Tiger. I apologize. You have to be on the YouTube sometimes.
Tiger, did you just drink some of that blue vodka that you were mentioning in the chat?
Is blue vodka good? I don't know, guys. You tell me.
No, because the blue raspberry actually made it taste like poo because it was so sweet. It's like just Jack syrup.
Not gonna lie. Where the Tahoe Night Monsters play is at the Tahoe Blue Vodka Center. Just putting that out there.
Gotta be good.
I mean, I don't know if there is a Taco Bell cantina over there, but
there better be.
I mean,
we need to go to Tahoe and go to a game there.
We'll figure it. I don't think Wichita, which is the Sharks ECHL affiliate, doesn't get in until like near the end of the year, which might be good for us traveling from the Bay Area to.
Yeah, why Tahoe. Not? Birthday trip for me. There you go. That's a good way to celebrate.
Birthday's right by my birthday.
Yes, so it'd be a birthday trip for us.
Do you have chains to put on my RAV4?
I don't know.
There we go.
I don't know. My dad might.
Oh my
God. I don't drive.
Jules is going to be like, I'm trying to find flights from San Francisco to.
Oh, dude, no. It'd be a fun road trip.
Oh my gosh.
You can like kidnap AJ on the way or something. Oh, Wichita's out there in April. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like end of year December, and I was like, that works. Anyway, sorry, I've already derailed this.
Yeah, I think we've kind of covered everything.
Ian, favorite ocean? I'm joking.
Sorry, what? Favorite ocean? Told you it's the Atlantic Ocean. It has no sea snakes.
My background matches it perfectly.
Oh my god.
The aquarium's back.
No sea snakes in the Atlantic Ocean. Therefore, it is best.
Oh my god. Laurel, by the way, longtime friend of the show. Laurel, good to see you in here. Are the games streamed? If so, where? So they'll be all the preseason games will be streamed on sjsharks.com.
Yeah, I think if they're probably going to be region locked. So if you're not in the region, you probably want to use a VPN. That would be the only thing that I would suggest because that's how I watched the game. Because previously, for whatever reason, the Sharks love to region lock this shit because they think it's fucking the internet in the year 2000. I don't know why. Fucking Sharks, man.
I don't know if that's an NHL thing or whatnot.
I don't think so. It might be, but I feel like I've watched other stuff that hasn't been region locked, or maybe it's just because but I feel like I've watched other teams and it wasn't region locked, but the Sharks don't know how to. They're in Silicon Valley, but they don't know how the internet works. So
what's the internet?
The setting they had on right? It's probably just the setting they had on from 1994 that they don't know anymore.
When they had free screensaver night. I think
free screensaver night.
That was a thing.
That was a thing. I think we're revealing your age here, bud. Might be revealing your age here, bud.
And I want to say,
I'm old. I'm not even ashamed. I'm old.
And I want to say, I think it was Vinny Domfus had a hat trick for his first hat trick as a Shark. They threw them on the ice, or there was some type of floppy promotion he had.
Like, were they like, what were they? Were they on CDs or like floppy disks, or what were they on?
They're on the floppies.
Oh, those. Okay.
Oh my God, Jules.
No, I remember now.
Yeah, make us feel old, Jules. It's fine.
Well, again, we all know the Teal Town family tree, so.
Wow. Floppy. That's amazing.
And California Cruising already mentioning Southwest has a flight from
Guys,
Oakland.
I'm not flying to Tahoe.
Just saying.
Was that against the Oilers in '99?
Oh, now you're gonna make me look it up, Nick. Oh gosh, you're gonna make me do this.
Floppy disks in '99. I mean, I guess probably.
Jesus, sorry.
I'm gonna say, and I know you're watching. Doug Bentz or Jonathan Becker, message me now. I know you know this happened.
How do you know?
I know it happened.
It was nice seeing you at the Taco Bell, Doug.
Yes.
If you're watching.
If you're watching.
Okay, I'm Googling this right now. When did we stop using floppy disks? I don't remember.
And now welcome
to the late '90s. Wow. Fucking hell.
Please welcome the portion of random stuff we talk about.
April 4th, 1999, Vincent Domfus scored 3 goals as the Sharks defeated the Vancouver Canucks 5-2 for their second victory over the Canucks in as many nights. Domfus has 7 goals and 4 assists and 4 multi-point games in just 6 games since he was acquired by San Jose in a deadline day trade with the Montreal Canadiens. Yep. So, but I don't. Maybe it wasn't Screensaver night, but I do remember it was. They had given away, and they had to say this. Like, my dad told stories of this tale. The floppy disk at the take. Oh yes, I know. And did somebody say yes? All right, fine. I might actually have to change the theme. Will this work? Let's see. Watch us do magic trick really quick here.
Oh no.
Oh.
Magic. Did
somebody say Vancouver? Did somebody say Vancouver?
There we go.
Oh my God. Anyways, I think we've derailed enough.
Well, all I had to say was floppy disk, and Ian lost it a little bit over there.
Well, because like
someone clipped this. Ian losing his mind over floppy disk. Coming to you live.
I mean, it could be worse. We could have talked about the iOmega zip drive and our AOL CD.
I just like. I mean, it checks like it tracks because like I went and like. I mean, God, but I mean, it's still hilarious to me. It's like Screensaver and they put it on a floppy disk. I mean, I guess like it'd be cheaper than a CD, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't. It might have been before the CD. Those good old CDRs. Yeah.
Tiger, this is the most I've talked about a floppy disk in my fucking life. So
we used to have like what was the stupid game that we always like brought to school and like installed on the computers and got.
Why did I want to say Flappy Bird or Floppy Bird, whatever it's fucking called?
Oh my God.
Oh, what was it? Damn it.
Oregon Trail?
No. Oregon Trail was already on the school computers. They were fine with that.
Okay, can you please address
it was like a tank game and like you just like it was Scorched Earth, maybe? Scorched Earth. I think it was Scorched Earth.
What moist towelette promo night? Puckguy question mark? What are we talking
about? No, Tyler's now just
Okay, just one.
I would say pulling things out of his butt, but it seems like moist towelette promo night would be one of them. But okay. with that, hope you're watching, Mr. Becker, Mr. Banks. Yeah. Oh boy. All right.
I'm sorry, I lost it. I
love it.
Floppy disk.
Boy. I just can't believe that was a giveaway. Like
yeah.
But I can it tracked for the time.
It makes sense. So all right. In case you missed anything, what do you want to watch this again? I'm getting us out of here quick before we get in trouble. Check us out on tealtownusa.com for now. And of course, on YouTube, smash those like and subscribe and bell buttons, please. If you're watching us on the replay, leave a comment down below and tell us your memories of the floppy disk or some sort. Also, we are available.
Did you get a floppy disk at a Sharks game? I want to know.
Are you old enough to know what a floppy disk is?
Oh my
That's
God.
what I want to know.
Oh my God. Find us wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Apple, Google, or Apple, YouTube podcasts. I see it's the off season. I still haven't finished creating the new graphics. Spotify, TuneIn, iHeart, of course, Odyssey, wherever. If not, let us know where we need to be on there. So,
if anyone needs a floppy disk, hit up Ian.
Oh my God.
I don't. I might have.
I don't think I have any around. Anyways, Jules, we'll leave you with your final thoughts before we head out.
When the kids do good, it's good. Sorry, Ian.
No, it's fine.
Oh, I'm done.
Ian, your final thoughts?
Oh, also remember to buy your floppy disk.
If I still had any, I still was wondering if I had like any blank media in my drawer, but I currently do not. So sad. My final thoughts are when the Sharks do good, it's good. And if you want to find me, I guess come find me on the Discord, because I am trying to wean myself off of Twitter because I think it's a fucking wasteland now.
Coming soon to Threads.
Yeah, coming soon to Threads. Ian Reed.
No, because that's meta. That's just as bad. Yeah, Blue Sky maybe, although like no one uses Blue Sky, so
yeah, but somebody has our name, which sucks. I think it is, but whatever.
Also, Sharks play real hockey in like a week, so
yeah, they do.
I don't know. I think like
I don't know.
I might still say something. Like I feel like if like I still get notifications. So like if you message me on Twitter, I will respond to you. So like don't think that I won't respond. So if you have something you want to say to me and you want me to respond, I will. But I'm not going to be spending as much time on X, Twitter, whatever.
So when the Sharks lose 7-1, you will find Ian Reed losing. I'm joking.
You'll just find me screaming outside, I guess. I don't know. I'll just take my phone out and take videos of me screaming at the sky.
Steve, I don't know if you're watching. No, okay. All right. But all right. Well, for final thoughts, thank you very much for watching us. We'll be back with you sometime this week as training camp begins. I think Jules says she was going to quit school and go to training camp.
Absolutely not. My parents would kill me.
Those smart, yeah.
Worse.
And the adopted parents would say.
Oh yeah, and my adopted parents would kill me.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so confusing out of context, but let's keep it.
All right, so we'll be back with you sometime this week. I think I'm gonna work on something, but we'll see what we go from there. But hockey's back. It's great to be back, and it's great to have some kids with incredible futures ahead of us, and we'll be glad to have fun with that all season long. So until then, thanks for watching. Keep it real, keep it teal, keep it real teal. We will see you in the very near future. So hit subscribe button right now.